Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels? You're working incredibly hard, but you're not really sure where you're headed? That feeling of being lost, especially when you're a student, is so common. And today, we're going to tackle it head on. We're going to explore how a simple shift in how you see things can actually help you find your direction.
This question, wow, it really hits home, doesn't it? It comes from a university student who was featured in a UDN report, and it just perfectly captures that feeling of burnout, when all your hard work just starts to feel pointless. I'm willing to bet it's a question you've probably even asked yourself a time or two. And it didn't stop there. I mean, look at these questions. He was wrestling with these huge life decisions that so many of us face. Should I go to grad school, chase a good job? Is just being happy enough? This isn't just some random list. It's the sound of a whole generation feeling this immense pressure, worried that all this effort, it might all be for nothing. So where does all this anxiety even come from? Well, the first thing to realize is that feeling lost is not a personal failure. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's usually the result of this internal battle between two very loud competing voices. And this really breaks down that battle, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the voice of society, your parents, your teachers, pushing for good grades, a good school, success. But on the other side, there's your own inner voice, and it's full of uncertainty. I don't know what I want. Is this even worth it? This constant tug of war is exhausting, and it's a major source of anxiety. This brings us to the most important point of this whole conversation. The problem isn't that you're not trying hard enough. It's not your effort. It's your perspective. It's the lens through which you are viewing all of your work and your goals. Okay, so let's dig into how this actually works. We're going to see how different ways of looking at the exact same situation, like studying for a test, can lead to completely different feelings. In a way, your viewpoint literally creates your reality. All right, here's a really common one. I think a lot of us are taught to believe this, whether we realize it or not. When you're operating from this perspective, your entire self-worth gets tangled up in a number or a letter on a page. And this just perfectly shows the vicious cycle it creates. You get a bad grade, and suddenly you feel worthless. So what do? You try even harder. But now the stakes feel even higher, and that fear of failing again becomes absolutely overwhelming. It's a completely exhausting loop to be trapped in. Now for the second really common perspective. This one is all about getting that approval from the outside. Your motivation isn't really about learning or growing yourself. It's about managing what other people think and feel. And the results of this are just as bad. Your hard work starts to feel like a chore, not a choice. The thought of quitting or changing your path feels like you're committing some terrible sin. You end up feeling trapped, with no freedom, and your own future just gets foggier and more confusing. Okay, so if those old perspectives are the problem, what's the solution? Well, this is the turning point. Let's talk about a new, much more empowering perspective that's built on a really simple but powerful idea: service. Here it is. This is the new mental model. I want you to just let this sink in for a second. What if the whole point of your education isn't about getting a grade or pleasing your parents, but it's about equipping yourself with skills so that you can be useful, so you can contribute and serve others in your own unique way? You see, this perspective creates a positive cycle. It all starts with you, focusing on building your skills. Those skills then give you the ability to actually help other people, to solve problems. And guess what? When you solve problems for people, the rewards, like money and respect, they just follow naturally. They're a byproduct of the value you created. Let's make this super concrete. Imagine you learn a practical skill, right? Like how to fix smartphones. Now, your knowledge is directly helping someone with a real problem they have. You provide a service, they're super grateful, and they pay you for it. Your ability has created direct, tangible value. Simple as that. And listen, this isn't just for hands-on jobs. Think about what you're studying right now. Mastering something like AI isn't just theory. It's building the power to make systems way more efficient, to help people get the services they need, and to save businesses time and money. Your schoolwork becomes a direct path to providing a service. This means we have to completely reframe what success means. The money, the job title, the recognition, those aren't the goal anymore. They are the proof. They're the evidence that you are creating real value and helping other people. So this all sounds great, but how do we take this idea and actually turn it into something we can use like today? Let's talk about your path forward starting right now. I want you to try this sentence on, like a new personal mantra. Can you feel the difference? It shifts the pressure from this external demand to an internal desire. It's not about being forced to succeed. It's about choosing to become capable enough to help.
And here is your practical tool. The next time you feel that wave of confusion or that what's the point feeling wash over you, just stop and ask yourself this one simple question. It doesn't have to be your ultimate life's passion. It just has to be something you're willing to do that could maybe help someone else. This question will always recenter you.
As we wrap up, let's just go over these key truths one more time. Meaning isn't something you find, it's something you build through your actions. Your direction gets clearer the more you do things. As you build your ability to serve, you create more options for yourself, and you create value for others. And trust me, the rewards will take care of themselves.
So I'll leave you with this last thought. All those classes, the exams, the late night studying, they are not just hoops you have to jump through. Every single bit of effort you're putting in right now is an investment. You are literally building the future version of yourself, a person who has the power and the ability to make a real, positive impact on the world around them.